right, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be looking at more with graphing, but now the problems aren't going to start off in y equals form, so we're going to have to get them there. But before we do that, some review. So here I have 4 equations, and I have 4 graphs, and I want to be able to match the graphs to the equations. And I'm going to use what I know about these numbers at the end, because I know that these numbers at the end are my vertical shifts, up or down. So if I have, right, let's talk about our positive shifts. So I have 2 that have positive shifts, right? The first one up there is +5, the second one is +3. So when I'm looking at my y-axis, here it is, the equation with the highest positive shift, so without even any numbers on here, the one that starts highest up or has the highest y-intercept is going to be this line M. So M goes with the first equation. My next highest one up, my next +3, is right here. That would be this equation, which I believe that is a T. Oh, they spell math. Aren't I clever? I didn't do this clearly. Okay. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Sorry. Then we have our negative shift. So I have a -3 and I have a -4. So again, as I'm looking, as I'm going down that y-axis, here's the one that says -3, even though there's no numbers, but it's higher than -4, which makes sense when you think about your numbers. So this is your A, and then this one is your H. So there's how we spell math. Yes, I know, we're so very awesome here. All right, next one. So now, before I can either put it in my calculator or do anything else with it, this equation has to say y equals. And there was a little bit in the practice the other day where we were trying to work with this, but I need to move my x over. So this is where that work with literal equations came in. So we're going to have 3y equals 3x plus 15. Right? I can't put those together. They're not like terms. Now I have to get rid of the 3, so I'm going to divide by 3. But I'm going to divide all parts by 3. So these cancel. So this is y. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that's just x. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So now you can pull up a table of values, right, if you want to put it in your calculator. So we're going to have -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Excuse me. So I have -2 is 3, -1 is 4, 0 is 5, 6, 7. So now when I graph it, 1, 2, 3. There's my graph, which is 3y plus 3x equals 15. Find the average rate of change from x equals -4 to x equals -2. I can either read that off the graph, or I can just, although my line is not very straight. So I might actually put in and finish, do my chart, or you can pull it up from your table of values. So we have -3, 2, -4 would be 1. So I need this point, and I need this point. So my rate of change is my difference in my y's, 3 minus 1, over the difference in the x's. -4 minus negative. No, I did that wrong. Backwards. Hold on. Don't write it down. Don't write it down. Okay. And then we had -2 minus -4. So 3 minus 1 is 2. -2 minus -4 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And again, if you look, when we put it in, my coefficient of x would have been 1. And I'm going up 1 over 1 to get to every point. Is the relationship proportional? No. How do I know that? It doesn't go through the origin. All right, next page. We are cruising. Write the equations in slope-intercept form, then identify the slope of the y-intercept. So we're not even graphing these. We're just going through and we're going to be putting them into the correct form here. So I have to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. So 2y equals -x plus 6. I'm going to divide by 2, and I have to divide everything by 2. So y equals, there's really a little 1 here, so I'm going to write it as a fraction out front, -1/2 x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So your slope, that's the number that's in front of the x, negative 1/2. Y-intercept is going to be 0, 3. All right, next problem. So I'm going to take, I have to, x is already over there, so I just have to subtract 12. So we're going to have 3y equals 5x minus 12. Divide everything by 3. So y is 5/3 x minus 4. So again, you want to keep it as a fraction unless it reduces to a whole number. So my m is 5/3. My y-intercept, 0, negative 4. I'm going to have you guys try number 6 on your own. Okay, you guys are going to do number 6 before we get into the next lesson. Any questions? As always, bring it to class and have a great